Hello, hello there. Welcome back to Bingkai Suara podcast with me, Roy, as always. And today we have a very, very special guest with us. I can barely contain my excitement, but let's tease a bit, shall we? Soulful melodies, heartfelt lyrics, and smooth vocals wrapped in jazzy guitars, R&B, and soul brought us amazing tracks like Younger, Painkiller, and Growing Up Is, among many other amazing songs. Does it ring a bell yet? Well, you guys know who I'm talking about. It's the one and only, the incredible and fantastic Australian singer-songwriter, Ruel. Hey man, how's it
Hey,
going?
thank you. That's a great introduction. That
Thank
was
you.
sick. Best one of the day so far. Thank you very much. I like it. Hyping me up. Feel like a boxer in a boxing ring about to smash someone. All right, sorry.
Cheers, mate. How's it going?
I'm great. Yeah, I'm at home right now, back in Sydney. I'm having a lovely time, just taking some time off. Yeah, it's been nice. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I just started my days. I just woke up today at like not too long ago. But anyway, I'm so excited to talk to you. First of all, I'd like to say like congratulations on the release of what I describe as two of the most incredible bobs out of 2024 so far. What
Thank
Alive and Rare Pair of Diamonds. I
you.
genuinely can't stop listening to this too. And well, the lyrics don't even get me started on that. They're just so heartbreaking and amazing and relatable. Just chef kiss.
Thank you so much.
Now, yeah. For the first time listeners out there, there must be they exist, you know. Could you
Yeah.
tell us what these songs are all about?
Yeah. Well, yeah, both songs I put out last month with my friends, the DMA'S, which are another Aussie band. And yeah, the first one we put out is called What a Life, which is kind of, I guess, is a positive, somewhat, it's a somewhat positive song. It's kind of euphoric, and it's about kind of accepting the ups and downs of life and accepting the consequences of your actions and the risks. And it's quite an existential, like, uh kind of, not a crisis though. It's more of the feeling after therapy even. I think is how we try to describe it. But yeah, we really love that song. And then the other song, Pair of Diamonds, is a little more of a ballad, which
Yeah,
is a very personal song to Johnny from DMA's, who he
yeah.
brought, I think, a verse one of the melodies through, and it was kind of him talking about the feeling of just the loss of a friend. And I kind of wrote around it with my experiences, and we try to make a kind of dreamy, sad
Mm.
little ballad about accepting loss as well.
Yeah, and you nailed it. So that's
Thank you.
really, really great. And you did collaboration with DMA's for their songs, right? Was this your first time working with them?
It was my first time writing with them, yeah, and we made these songs like 3 years ago. It was a while ago, so we've been in the chamber for a little bit, and we let
Yeah.
them out just kind of after their album cycle, my album cycle. We'd both been off tour for a little bit, so we were just like, this is a good time to get something out because right now we're working on stuff.
Amazing. What was it like for you putting those songs together with this amazing lot?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was such a cool experience to work with the band for the first time as well because um yeah, I'd never really done that before, kind of having three guys who've all worked, equally for over, 10
Yeah.
years. Kind of coming in as like a little chime, being like, hey, can I join? It was, slightly nerve-wracking at the start before I met them, to kind of get these sessions. And I really had no expectations at all. I was just like going into it, just excited to work with them.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we all just kind of got along like house on fire, and everything just kind of clicked. The music was really
Yeah.
easy to write. The influences that we all had were quite similar. Like the way we wrote was quite similar. So it was really easy. And um, it was really fun to finish these songs with these guys because yeah, I knew it was going to be easy from like the first session. I was like, okay, like we've got the same idea, we've got the same vision, we all like the
Yeah.
same thing. We all just want it to be good. We want everyone to feel good about it as well. So yeah.
Were you a fan of the DMA's before working with them?
Definitely. Yeah, I really loved I've saw them live a couple of times at some Australian festivals, and I've obviously, they're a pretty massive band out here, so it was pretty cool to get in the studio.
Yeah, I'm truly fascinated by how the music video for Wear Pair of Diamonds is, going on and sort of loop. Like, could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, the visualizers are just like little bits of fun that we had. That was
Yeah.
it's an amazing director that we're working with, and yeah, we just kind of had these little silly ideas that were just really simple to shoot. And the first one, or both of them are kind of me walking into like their whole
Yeah.
vibe, and me either just being really bored because I'm not uh I don't know, having the best time because they're all getting along really fun, and I'm just kind of either chiming in, or the other one for the what a life is, I'm on a bus and they're all just hanging out, and then I come and just sit in the middle of them. I don't know, we're just kind of visual stuff, bits of
Yeah.
visual candy that were just easy and fun to shoot. No, not really deep, those ones. We'll leave the deepness to the songs.
Of course. Uh, let's talk about you. At what point in your life, like, did you start falling in love with music? Was it something that you picked up as a kid, or is there
Yeah,
any?
I think I've always been in love with music, just through the house I grew up in. I suppose of always playing in the house, and that being kind of a big part of our life was always playing music that we liked, talking about music that we liked, and my dad was just a massive fan, and he uh first kind of got me into guitar lessons, and like
Yeah.
played a bunch of music that made me want to sing and play the guitar. And he was a musician himself, but I think he just was just such a music nerd. And then the more I got into it, the more I kind of fell in love with it, and then kind of got this opportunity to do it like from a young age. And they were obviously super supportive because of how everyone was such music lovers, and kind of rolled with it.
Yeah. That's great. But do you still remember the first song or lyrics that you ever wrote, and when was it, and what it
Yeah,
was all about?
I mean, I think the first time I ever started writing songs, I was probably like 9 or 10, and they were all about the most mundane things. I wrote a song about like being fake bullied. Like I wrote a song like I wasn't even bullied, but I just wrote a song about like being like brutally attacked, and it was like really dark for a 9-year-old to write. And it
Yeah.
was like we were playing that to like my dad, being like, "Give me once," and then it was like me trying to do all this great stuff, and they're like, "What are you talking about? You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. It's just a little story I made up." Um, so I remember that stuff like that. And then I think when I properly started writing songs that I felt good about was when I like got to write
Yeah.
with other people, and I got to write with this guy called PJ Harding, who has kind of been my mentor for so long, I suppose, in the songwriting world. And when I was growing up, he was a really important part. Every time I write songs, it would be with him, and he kind of showed me the ropes a little bit.
Yeah, that's amazing backstory out there. Uh, as a songwriter, as a creator of a song, what is it like when you hear that your music has really helped someone in a hard time? Really just helping them persevere when it's so hard to think positively. One of the function of music is they help you going through hard times. What is it like for you when you hear about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing feeling when you kind of hear people talking about that, like with your music, and when
Yeah,
you get the chance to sit down with people who my music has affected them in a positive way, it's really, really special. I think that's like kind of the main thing that I do all this for, is like that feeling is pretty wild, to kind of think that just something that you wrote down or sung is affected someone in that way. And sometimes you feel like this job is a little bit silly and a little bit meaningless, and then that stuff kind of makes you realize, okay, maybe I am actually doing something. Um, so yeah, I think music is really special to me. I think it's certain artists, I've kind of felt that as well. It's like helped me get through times, and like a song that I put on even when I'm feeling down or when I'm feeling happy, just like to kind of reflect my emotions, to kind of make me feel not alone. I guess that's what
yeah,
music is about.
yeah. And your song have been so special for all of us, really. Uh, when you write something, do you ever feel like you're almost manifesting things that are about to happen in a way? Like when you're about to write something, you're like, should I go for it? Should I not go for it? Or should I be putting this in here? Or should I not be putting this out here? Or something like that. Do
I
you
don't
ever
know, I
feel
feel
like that?
so songwriting, I feel like you kind of just put whatever's in your head. I don't really think about it too deep as in manifestation or anything. I just think, I don't know. If I did, I've written some things that I thought were going to happen that haven't. So maybe I don't
Yeah.
believe in it. But I don't know. I think songwriting for me is just like whatever I'm thinking about that day, or whatever's kind of been on my mind, or when you talk about with another writer, it kind of turns into like a weird therapy session, and then you kind of talk
Yeah.
about that, and then you figure out what rhymes with it. And then that's kind of my process. So yeah, I don't really think anything's ever been off limits for me. I'm a pretty open book in general, so I feel like most people know most things about me, so I've never been worried about giving too much away. And music, you
Yeah.
could always hide things behind a
Of course.
metaphor,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you can
Definitely.
always deny as well. If people
Yeah.
are like, did this happen? You're like, no, it's just a song.
No.
Yeah, no one will
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's great. And in the past few years, you've been collaborating and co-writing with so many amazing artists like Niall Horan, Gracie, and Omar Apollo, to name a few. What do you like about collaborating and working with other people in terms of, how you grow as an artist yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think collaborating on music uh with other writers, especially not even other artists, I think just other
Yeah.
writers I found is I think I get the best out of me because I'm a
Yeah.
I'm a kind of guy who needs to, when I write something, needs everyone around me to listen to it and tell me exactly what they think.
Yeah.
I think maybe the older I get, the less I'll need that as well, the more certainty I'll have in my own. But right now, having someone else to bounce off and to, having another perspective, or just another, pair of eyes to look at, or another pair of ears, I think it can evolve it, and it can start to evolve in like a way that you never would have thought. But
Yeah.
but yeah, and then obviously, yeah, working with artists it doesn't happen often. I feel like writing in a studio with artists, because everyone's always in different parts of the world. I feel like that's
Yeah.
a hard thing to do, but that's why I was nice with the DMA's thing, because they're artists,
Yeah.
they're songwriters obviously as well, but to kind of actually be in the studio to write the whole song with them makes it feel a lot more special than just kind of getting emailed a song by an artist that you like.
No, of course, yeah.
Let's do a verse on this, and then if it's amazing to be able to do that sort of stuff, but you don't feel as connected to the song.
Yeah. And then when your songs are out there and your fan listens to them, what kind of messages and vibes do you hope that they get from your music?
I don't know. I think it's whatever that you want to interpret from the vibe of the song. I think it's I just hope you feel something. I think that's the kind
Yeah.
of whole idea of music for me, is just like, as long as someone feels something, um, whether that is happiness, sadness. And most of the time it's sadness. I feel like that's the easiest emotion to convey in a song.
Easiest.
Sadness by far.
Agree.
Yeah, I'm still working on writing a song that can really make someone feel happy. But I'll get there. I think that just takes a little bit more skill. But yeah, I think that sort of stuff is, always the goal, is to make someone feel anything at all.
That's perfect. Well, that wraps up our talks today. I'd really love to talk to you more about music and all, but
Yeah.
as I
Yeah.
said earlier,
Me too.
we're running out of time. So yeah, it's been so lovely talking to you, man. And if you're
You
up
too,
for
right?
a chat in the future, always up for another round.
Thank you very much.
And
Lovely to
yeah,
meet you.
nice to meet you too. And again, congrats on your songs. I'll be waiting here for more amazing songs of yours in the future. And thanks so much for stopping by and chatting with us today. I hope you have an amazing day and
Thank you
have an
too.
amazing rest of your week. And you lot, the listeners of the podcast, What Alive and We're a Pair of Diamonds are out now on any streaming platforms. What are you waiting for? Go check them out and let us know what you think about them. And remember, our podcast is just a click away. All right. So thanks again for the chat, Ruel.
Thank
Talking
you
to you
so much.
again
That
ASAP.
was great. That was really
Thank
great.
you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
And until our next episode.